You know, some people age like a fine wine, and some people age like a can of special brew left on a hot windowsill. Whichever one you are, get ready to talk about those pesky little emotions of yours, because it's time for another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. Please welcome your host, Sam Lake. It was me the whole time. Welcome to another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings, where today my guest is my husband's favourite comedian. She's probably in my top 10. It's Eleanor Morton.
Hey, hello.
Hi.
I don't know where I'm looking, but hi.
So this camera is just all you, and then that one is the two of us.
Is that good?
Yeah,
Sorry,
really
I've forgotten
milk
this
it.
is also radio, so
It's also radio.
it's also audio.
Audio.
So I do need to talk.
It's an oral experience and it's also a visual experience.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I get it.
Oral AURAL, not.
No. Although, no.
Well,
No.
Put enough money in the Patreon. Who knows? I didn't start the timer. Never mind.
Okay.
That's fine.
That was just for us.
That was just for us. Yeah. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good.
I got my nails done.
You sure did. Lovely.
I did.
What
I'm
shade
excited.
is that pink?
It's sort of a lilac-y, I think, isn't it?
Is it?
Would you say?
I don't know.
Spring colour.
I don't see colour. So
You need to go. You need to
it's
go
a
to
real
the doctor
problem.
about that.
I'm
yeah.
not allowed to drive. You were just saying that you do, because we're recording this on a Friday, and you're in the middle of your Basic Bitch Friday.
Every Friday is Basic Bitch Friday.
Which I think that's quite healthy.
I love it.
Yeah.
It basically means I go to Pilates and I take a picture of myself at Pilates.
Great.
And put it on my Instagram to be like, I did Pilates.
Yeah.
And then anything else can just become part of Basic Bitch Friday.
And you do what type of Pilates?
Reformer.
Is that the one on the table?
It's the one on the table. My
Lovely.
friend Nicole's sister Hannah, shout out to Hannah, has a studio in Edinburgh, Hone Pilates. And,
Lovely.
I go there and it's a lot of fun. Have you done it?
No, I'll come with you for a Pilates
You should,
class one time.
It's good. It is good.
I do need to work on my lower back and my hips. Gotten very locked up since I got really into powerlifting.
Oh, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God, this.
Can't stop lifting.
You know that it's like West Side Story, that people who do Pilates and people who do powerlifting, never the twain can meet.
No, never. But we are all very good dancers.
We are, yes.
Very good dancers.
So we're very flexible.
I think it's very appropriate then that you're doing this podcast on
I know.
Basic Bitch Friday.
I'm very excited.
In a nice way, in an intellectual way, I think this podcast is very Basic Bitch Friday.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, the clue is in the title.
Clue is in the title.
Although you haven't actually had a rosé, I assume.
I haven't had I thought the clue in the title was that it has the words with Sam Lake in it, thus making it basic and bitch.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of you insulting yourself, but yeah, I'll go for it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Before anyone else does. No, you've got a reputation.
I am one of those edgy comedians.
You are one of those edgy comedians.
Guilty.
You're really edgy, actually.
I'm very edgy. I'm all edges.
You say a lot of things that I don't hear a lot of other people say.
And you won't. Because they shouldn't.
No. But you're not afraid.
I am the only brave comedian out there. Everyone else is a coward.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. No, I'm a silly little cuck, and you're very brave, and I'm very scared of you.
You should have called it I'm a Silly Little Cuck, the podcast.
Do you know what? That name was already taken. I was going to say another male comedian's name then, and I probably shouldn't.
I was going to say a famous right-wing man, but I'm actually scared of him. So I won't.
We could be thinking of the same person, but when we're done recording,
Yeah.
we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then be like,
Yeah, maybe we can put that on the Patreon. No.
no.
For like a grand, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
grand,
yeah,
I'd do
yeah,
that. Yeah. Oh my God, for less actually, for £1. So we've got you here. It's
here.
Basic Bitch Friday.
Yep.
I feel like your choice of beverage for today's episode very appropriate.
Absolutely.
You didn't just say a bottle of Prosecco.
No.
You said those little mini bottles of Prosecco that are so fun.
Yes.
You could just have one on a short to medium train ride.
And I have.
Yes.
Actually, no, I haven't. That's a lie. I don't drink on trains because...
Do you not? Because it's illegal.
Well,
I think. No.
I don't know. No, it can't be. They
On
sell
the
booze.
on the tube.
On the tube.
On the tube,
Yeah,
it's
the tube.
illegal.
No, I think I've just got a weird... So my family, we don't... So what time do your family decide is 1 o'clock? Like, what time are you like, it's appropriate to drink from this time?
Oh.
Or do you not even have that? It's just whenever?
I
Because
don't know, actually. I think we are evening drinkers.
yeah, oh yeah. But like, which point it becomes the evening? Because for us, we don't have booze before 6 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which for some people is quite late.
But happy hour is normally at 5 o'clock.
Well, yeah, but I don't actually do happy hour with my parents a lot. So this is just in their house.
Fair enough.
But I think I've compartmentalized my drinking so that I don't do it on public transport. I've got to do it in certain locations. Don't do it on public transport. Apart from the pandemic, when I got a train home from London just before lockdown and I was a little bit stressed and I did have some gin and tonics.
Okay.
So I did self-medicate.
You should see me if I ever get a first class upgrade on the train between London and Edinburgh.
No, actually, that's a lie. I have done that when they give it to you fancily.
Oh, yeah. Especially, we were just talking about this in the last
Yeah.
episode. If you get a nice camp person operating the trolley, a proper trolley dolly, and I say that respectfully
Of course,
because I
yes.
admire the profession.
Yes.
If you get one of them,
Yes.
they are just constant. They're getting you lit.
That's, yeah.
And then they'll be like, listen, you enjoy a nice time when you get to Bognor Regis.
The nice time has started.
Yeah.
But you know when you get on a train at 10 a.m. from London to Edinburgh and there's some lads and they've already cracked the cans and you're
Yeah.
like, I can't be part of this.
I can't do a breakfast pint.
No.
I can't do a pint at the best of times, but certainly
I
not for
can't do a pint.
breakfast.
In the airport, 5 a.m., the Magaluf lads are already... Oh, you do in the airport, do you? Yeah. See, there's no rules in the airport.
Well, I'm just thinking of the last time that I went on a big
Tacky
a
bitch.
big airport holiday, and it was my honeymoon, and we found out you can pay like not that much, like maybe 20 quid a person to go into like one of the fancy lounges where the booze
Yes.
is free, all the food is free.
I mean, yeah,
they
I
have a
guess
make
so.
your own pancake machine.
Was it 4 a.m.?
No, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's fine.
Reasonable.
I'm talking people, you get to the airport, it's 5 a.m.
yeah.
and people are drinking pints.
Yeah.
Because they're
that's-
like, there's no time, airport time is not real.
Airports, there's no time, there's no space. That's how the planes get in the air.
And am I being judgy? Yes, because you shouldn't do that. It's bad.
Hey, it's Basic Bitch Friday.
It's Basic Bitch Friday.
If you can't be judgy on Basic Bitch Friday,
Exactly.
go for a vibe. So you chose a Prosecco.
I did choose Prosecco.
Does a Prosecco put you in a particular type of mood?
Yes, because I'm like, my brain goes, is this unhealthy? We're at a wedding. We're at a celebration. So I've graduated. Something fun's happening.
I'm already married, if that's why you think I asked you on.
Oh. I thought this was the wedding.
How sad. I mean, fair
And
enough.
I was like, good for you for monetizing it.
Male comedian. Of course, I'm going to have my wedding on a podcast.
And then next week you marry someone else.
That's actually not a terrible idea.
Uh-oh.
Married at first pod.
Copyrighted Eleanor Morton and Sam Lake. Yeah, no, it just reminds me of, which again, I'm like, oh, alcohol, you shouldn't associate it with like good times. But I do, if I'm drinking Prosecco, I'm like, something fun is happening.
Something fun. You associate it with a good time.
Yes.
Oh, I'm very glad you chose it then.
Yeah.
How lovely.
And I just feel a bit fancy.
Feel a bit fancy.
do feel a bit fancy.
And I feel it's definitely an occasion drink.
It is, yes.
I don't think if I'm just at the bar maybe after a gig,
No.
I'd get like a wine, I'd get a
Yeah,
gin.
no. I mean, actually,
I get a whiskey
have
drink.
had a Prosecco.
I get a vodka drink.
And
And then the other ones in that
you
song.
get a lager drink.
I'd get a lager drink.
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
Do you sing songs?
Yeah, the ones that remind me of the good times. Yeah.
Any other ones?
Maybe the songs that remind me of the not so good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
No, actually, I have had Prosecco. This is the thing. I have had Proseccos on all occasions because I'm still like, it's like when I drink Iron Brew,
Yeah.
instantly my brain goes, I'm 6, it's Burns night, I'm in primary school,
Yes.
we don't have to do any proper work.
You've made a connection
Yeah.
between the liquid
Yes.
and the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you do this?
Yeah, no. That's why I said
It's
this
a normal
is like
thing.
this is an occasion drink. I would
Yes.
drink it at a wedding,
Exactly.
a party, the dentist. Occasions.
When you're out.
When I'm out.
When you're out of the
When I'm
house.
out.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, should we pop them?
Let's pop them.
Pop them open. Now,
Well,
you told
not
me because it looks to me like they're in like a little cage and everything, but you said they're a screw top. Okay.
I'm aware that I'm not as loud now.
Sorry, this is the ASMR segment of today's episode. Enjoy.
Look.
Okay.
Oh. scared. I am actually really scared of them. There you go.
Of popping. Oh, it is.
See?
I'm okay.
I think it would be quite expensive to get corks in these tiny ones. You know, there's a cork shortage apparently.
A cork shortage.
A cork shortage. We're running out of cork.
We're running out of cork. The corks are getting shorter.
No, the wood, which because it's a tree. You right?
I'm really struggling.
Wow. Just twist it. Just twist the top and see if it breaks anyway. Oh, there we go.
It's gone off in my hand.
Look, this happens to a lot of men and absolutely fine.
Oh no, we're fine.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah, just a dribble.
Yay!
Don't have to awkwardly shuffle over to the toilet.
Ta-da. You can if you want.
When you know, you know. Lovely,
Yeah.
cheers.
Oh, fizzy.
That's the thing about Prosecco.
Oh, what? Hang on, this isn't Prosecco.
What? I meant Mbongo.
Dad, you've been lying.
Oh, that's very drinkable.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, very drinkable.
It is, and it's very. I think it's just very me. It's very middle class, slightly pretentious.
Yeah.
But not like proper. It's not like champagne, but it's like it wishes it was champagne.
It's a drink that knows its class.
and yeah, and exactly.
Yeah. Lovely. You swig up. Lovely. Do you one of those people who says, I think the first time I heard this was in the movie Showgirls, bubbly drinks give me a headache?
No, red wine gives me a headache.
Ah, okay.
Do you get a headache? You don't know.
I actually don't know.
Sometimes you just get a headache because you've drank a lot and it's hard to tell. It's like we can all say it was because of a certain thing. But...
I'm definitely that type of person though who I could drink a 6-pack of Heineken on the beach and then throw up everywhere in front of everyone at a family reunion, and then I'll go I think there was something in that tuna pasty I had.
My last birthday last year, I felt nauseous in the morning, but I was like, it's my birthday, I'm gonna do it. And me and my friends all went to a ceilidh because my birthday's at Hogmanay, and I threw up everywhere, and everyone was like, oh, because Eleanor got wasted. I was like, no, I did feel sick.
Aww.
I did. I'm too lightweight to drink enough to make me throw up.
Well, I think the last time you and I had drinks, we had a push-up contest.
We did. Oh, that was with those girls.
Yes.
With the gin
and tequila mixed together as a fusion.
Tequila, was that what it was called?
No, they wanted to call it tin.
Ewan, do you remember that?
Were you there?
Were you on the bar? I don't think you were on the bar. It was mad. There were these two very inebriated ladies who'd been to a show.
Yeah.
And no, they hadn't. They hadn't been to a show.
Had they not been to see either Josie or Johnny and the Baptists?
No. We got there when Johnny and the Baptists were finishing and they were buying Johnny and the Baptist's gin shots.
That's it. Yeah.
But somebody, I can't remember who, told me that they'd actually only arrived as the show was finishing because they were like, can we drink in this bar?
I fully thought that they had seen the show and were fans.
No, I mean, do you think that's Johnny and the Baptist's fan base? Huns on the lash.
Do you think they're Huns?
I thought one of them had a Hunnish vibe.
Okay.
Is that fair? I don't know. How do you define Hun?
I look a woman up and down. I sort of jostle her about a bit,
Sugar her about.
and then I know if she's a Hun. I suppose their actions were very Hun.
Do you know what? I feel bad actually because it was only one of them that was being incredibly
and
drunk.
the other one was
was like
sorry about her.
Yeah. But we've lumped them all in.
And we've been both of those people.
We have, yes.
Many times.
Many times. Every time.
Yeah. Before we go on to your story, I'd just like to thank today's sponsors, Tequila. Do you need to drink gin and tequila at the same time? Tequila.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Lots of people, hopefully.
They kept being like, don't steal our idea. And we were like, okay.
Yeah. Don't steal it. We're going on Dragon's Den tomorrow. God.
Good luck to him, I say.
Right, well, we've popped a bottle. And I think it's fair to say we're already completely wasted.
Who
knows what we're going to say?
We are silly people.
So every episode, I'll talk to my guest about something they're passionate about, something that gets them emotional, different types of ways. I sort of suggested this because I know you are very passionate about this, but you were very agreeable to the suggestion. So we're going to talk about ghosts.
Yay!
Goodness gracious, you bloody love a ghost.
Bloody love a ghost.
I will say the last time we gigged together, there was a ghost sighting here at Monkey Barrel.
There was.
There was a ghost sighting at Monkey Barrel.
Oh my God. Ewan's been kept in the dark.
In MB1, several people reported that there may or may not have been a ghost. Do you have a microphone as well?
I do know.
So it was Elle, I think, who works in the potions lab or whatever it's called, the downstairs bar, and she said she was, because I was comparing, and during the acts I ran downstairs and I was like, what did you see? I have to know, I've got 15 minutes. And she was like, who are you? And I was like, I'm Eleanor, I am working here. But she said she was upstairs in Monkey Barrel 1 by herself. That is important. And there is a door between the toilets and the bar with a glass panel in it. And she said she was facing that door and she saw in the reflection that there was a tall man standing right behind her. Wow. Yeah, it's creepy. And then I was like, I was blown away because for context, I'm doing a show about ghosts.
You are?
In Monkey Barrel. Mm-hmm. So I was like, this is great.
And the room that, I don't know if we can say, but the room that you did the work in progress last year is very close to where the sighting was.
So I was like, this is amazing. And then everyone was like, oh yeah, we've all seen loads of ghosts here. See, Ewan's nodding now and I feel
like... It happens a lot, especially with the dom staff, like downstairs. They're always like, I see ghosts everywhere. Because the cellar downstairs
Do you think that's just the kind of people out? The cellar is cursed.
The buildings all are around Monkey Barrel. If you look how old they are.
They do tours, like ghost tours.
Well,
above this room.
Yeah. I was going to say, Ewan's heard me do this set a billion times anyway, but like I talk about this kind of thing in my set and I actually think it's kind of rude that you've all watched that set so many times and none of you ever gone, there's actually loads of ghosts here, Eleanor. Maybe you just knew I'd go insane, but yeah.
You had to see the truth for yourself.
Yeah, we're waiting for you to see it.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. The show is about the fact that I have never seen one and don't even necessarily believe in them, but...
That was going to be one of my questions, is do you actually believe in them yourself?
I think, I don't know what you would call me. You would call me someone who is skeptical and scientific, but also really wants to see a ghost and loves a good story. Sure. I think I talk about this again in the show. I do think it's because my mum is quite superstitious and my dad is a scientist. And there is.
Okay.
I'm in the middle. Mm-hmm. And they would never agree on, like, my dad, you couldn't force him to see a ghost.
No.
At gunpoint. You couldn't do it. And my mum, she's always getting vibes. So
ghostly vibes.
Ghostly vibes.
Ghostly vibes.
Now, is your mum's Spanish, right?
And dead. She could be here. No.
I was going to ask, does that mean she was a Catholic?
Yes.
Does that mean, was she a bit superstitious? Because I have a theory that Catholic mums are superstitious people.
Yes and no.
Come on, you got to agree with me, Ewan.
When it comes to that, this is so funny because I am writing a show about her at the moment.
Yeah.
And one of the bits I'm talking about is how she was raised Catholic because her dad, my granddad, was super Catholic, nearly became a priest.
Whoa, that is as Catholic as you get.
Really Catholic. Except the Pope, I guess.
Yeah.
That's pretty Catholic.
Yeah.
But the Pope is woke now. It's a woke Pope. Woke Pope.
Woke Pope.
But the story is I went to like a school play. Not my school. It was like the biggest school where I grew up. Mm-hmm. All of the smaller primary schools went to go see this play. And the play was called Mysteries. And we didn't know what the play was about. We needed a permission slip. So my mum signed the permission slip. And then when she picked me up from school, she was like, what was the play about? And I was like, it's stories from the Bible, like Cain and Abel,
the classics.
Adam and Eve. Yeah, all the bangers, no skips. All the Bible bangers. And
all the really incesty ones.
Oh my God, yeah. And like it was weird because it was like
it
was teenagers who like got to swear for the first time.
Oh boy.
They got to say like fuck. Got to say like shite, bugger.
In a play about Jesus?
Yeah, they got to say like, like twink, thirsty bottom bitch whore.
I actually think
it's in the Bible.
I don't think
it's in Michelle 16:7. But she didn't know that it was a religious play, and then after she was like, just so you know, I'm Catholic, but you're not Catholic. If you want to be Catholic, you can be. But she always used to tell me and my brother, you should believe in good, not God.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah,
that's great.
I think the superstition is still there because I think you're raised with superstition.
Well, I was going to say, this sounds very similar. My mum was raised Catholic and is not Catholic now.
Practicing.
But, that's the thing, isn't it? Because once you find out very quickly there's not really such a thing as a non-Catholic Catholic. They just stop going.
They just stop going.
But they're always in the grip. She again. I also feel like I don't want my mum to sound like a very silly person because she's not. She's very clever and intelligent.
Yeah.
But she was raised Catholic, and that is just going to come with an amount of spookiness.
A lot of spookiness.
She passed on, I think. And also just, like an interest in ghost stories. I love a classic M.R. James. I don't know if you've ever partaken.
I believe it's pronounced Mr. James.
God, I feel so embarrassed. God, I can't believe it.
I don't know who that is. That a famous...
He was a Victorian, closeted gay, repressed, Oxford, Cambridge academic ghost story writer.
Is he single?
You are gonna think he looks quite average. I mean, there's a whole Mark Gatiss actually did a really good documentary all about him, where he kind of talks about like his life and basically why a lot of queer people are obsessed with the paranormal. And
that is so true. That is so true. Yeah.
Yeah. So but he wrote a load of really famous ghost stories that which are just great. You should check them out. And it's sort of Edwardian era, Victorian era, and sort of inspired a lot of later ghost stories. So yeah, but she used to tell them to me as sort of casual stories. Casual stories for us.
And do you think that's where your obsession of wanting to see a ghost came from? How would you feel if you genuinely saw a ghost?
This is the thing. I think I'd be quite scared because again, another part of the show is about being from Edinburgh and growing up in Edinburgh, which we can agree is a spooky place.
Yeah, very spooky, very mystical.
Even though it's also like a kitsch, silly place full of like fake ghosts and silly tours.
Yeah.
It's still creepy. Because, what age is this building? 500 years old?
Probably.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Something older than that here?
Yeah. Something about a city with a lot of visible cliff and a lot of wet cobblestones.
Yeah, and someone called Edinburgh, I can't remember who it was, someone called it a people lasagna. Because all the graveyards are sort of because everything was built within you're like, of course, yeah.
I was like, because it's so multicultural. Because we're all just like different communities.
Edinburgh famously multicultural. Because they only built within the Flodden Wall for like 500 years, which was basically around the castle and the mile. So everything's just built on top of each other, which means there's sort of just layers of dead people sandwiched in there. Yeah, love it.
So if you want to see a ghost, you're very much in the right place.
Well, yeah. So I think growing up here made it something I wanted to see. But then at the same time, I used to really freak myself out by imagining it because Merry King's Close. You know Merry King's Close? Uh-huh. So now Merry King's Close is this big tourist attraction with lots of like stuff in it. Have you been?
I don't think so, no.
Why not? Have a go. But when we were in primary school, we did like a project on Edinburgh, on Edinburgh's past, which was the most traumatizing project ever. It was a lot of dead people.
Yeah.
But we went to Merry King's Close as part of it. And at that time, Merry King's Close was just these... So what it is, if you don't know, is it's basically some streets under Edinburgh that have been covered over that people used to live in as a sort of underground city. And, well, underground street. It's like Corrie, but darker. And, I mean, physically darker, not emotionally. And we went on this school trip. And at that time, it was just these empty chambers under the city chambers. And a student from the uni, you just paid him a £5 as a tip. And he'd get the key and show school groups round and tell them these horrific stories about like children getting stuck up chimneys and dying there. And then they'd find the bones. And we were like 8 when we did this tour. So I think I was in that weird, like rubbernecking fascination where you're like, I don't know if I love or hate this thing, but I can't look away.
I see. So it's the same thing of like when you drive by a car crash.
Yeah.
You slow down a little bit just so you can catch a glimpse of like what's happened.
Yeah. Exactly.
I see.
But with people who've been dead for a really long time. So it's fine.
Okay. So, because some people who want to see ghosts or maybe I'm thinking more of like people who say they're like a medium who communicate with the dead or the spirit world. Some people seem to have a belief in like otherworldly spirits or ghosts or things that are hanging around from their time on Earth because it's like someone who's very close to them and they want to feel the connection to them. Yeah. But from what you're saying, it sounds like if you were to meet a ghost, you are sort of looking for like someone who lived like centuries ago. Yeah, I'm not. If I met like a relative who was a ghost, I'd have to be like, what have you seen? Have you been watching me this whole time? Yeah. That's embarrassing. I'm interested in the history because I'm very cultured. You want the history? Yeah, okay, yeah. But I don't really believe in, psychics or mediums. I do, but I am fascinated by it because it is mad. It is mad. It's a good history. Yeah. But do you know there's a society, the Arthur Conan Doyle Society, right here in Edinburgh, because Arthur Conan Doyle, inventor of Sherlock Holmes, yes, and son of Edinburgh, was a spiritualist. In his later life, he went a bit spiritualist crazy. Okay. Which is funny because he created like the very logical and straightforward Sherlock Holmes. I was going to say, I don't remember reading any of the books. No, and then him just going like, do you know what, it was a ghost. Basically, that's what happened. Ghosted it. He was best friends with Houdini, and then Houdini was like, it's all rubbish, and Arthur was like, no way, and they fell out because Houdini didn't believe in ghosts. That's the true story. But anyway, there's a big society here. There's like a place you can go and see mediums, and it's all very, it's not just like in a pub. It's like classy mediums. A classy medium. Yeah, not just your local pub psychic. Not like I've forgotten her name, but it's like a blonde lady. No, I was thinking Mystic Meg, but she's not blonde. And not Miss Cleo. Mystic Meg was Yvette Fielding. She's not psychic. No. She did Most Haunted. Oh, we'll get onto that. I was going to say. But no, I'm thinking, I can't remember her name. I want to say it's Sally something. What's she on, like, this morning? Sometimes she's on This Morning. ITV2 level of fame. I think I know who you mean. Yeah. Have you ever been to a psychic or had your future told or anything like that? No, I don't think so. I swear Mary-Elaine Robertson has offered to read my tarot cards before. Oh, she's read my tarot cards. Oh, really? And I've already forgotten what she said. But it was fun. It was fun? It was during the Fringe and we were obviously both a bit drunk. Okay. And, what did she say? It was, I think, every time I've had it done, not professionally, I just happen to be the sort of person with many friends who read tarot. Yeah. They're always like, now this isn't as bad as it looks. And I'm like, none of this is real. Just make it up and say I'm going to have a great time. Yeah. But they're always like, oh dear. And I'm like, just lie to me. Like, we don't need to take this seriously. Yeah. Just tell me nice things are going to happen. Exactly. Yeah. But I am interested in cold reading as well because... See, I would go to... like a Derren Brown, like someone who's telling you... he's telling you ahead of time, this is all nonsense, but there's a skill to it. Yes. But I would go to one where it's somebody being like, no, I actually have a connection with the dead. And they always start by going like, right, so I'm thinking that they are always northern. Sorry, that's just a fact. Right, so the spirits are telling me... Is there anyone in here who at any point in their life has had a mum? Oh my God, I have a mum. Have you had a mum? Yeah. Did she have a first name? She's actually still alive. Yeah, no, the spirits are telling me that. Yeah. She actually did have a name. Yeah, that's mad. Yeah, she does have a name. She does, yeah, Margot, yeah. Yeah, they're just saying, lovely. Wow. So what your mum wants to tell you is that she's ashamed of you. Okay. And also, could you get a loaf of bread on your way back home? Yeah. I hope that's what you needed to hear. All right. How much do I owe you? 42 grams. It's not bad. It's always just like, does the day at December 25th mean anything to you? It's always when I was seeing, especially in Scotland, there's like, is there a Margaret in your family? It's like, there definitely is. Yeah. Does someone in your family have an illness to do with the heart, maybe, or the nervous system? They do, like, they love to like act out. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's somewhere around here where all your organs are. I'm struggling to like breathe. Do they stop breathing when they died? They were hit by a car. Yeah.
think, I kind of go back and forth because I'm like, on the one hand, I think that's really exploitative and sad. And on the other hand, I'm like, if that helps people to hear that.
This is the thing, it's like, a lot of these people, they're desperate for like some closure.
Yeah.
It's never like, they want to talk to their gran who died age 102.
No, or like, tell me where the gold's buried. They just want...
What's written on the back of the Declaration of Independence?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think I've always thought this about spirituality, ghosts, religion. If it works for you, who am I to say?
Can I ask you a really weird question? Might be insensitive.
34B.
You wish. No, if someone like came to you and was like, your mum's got a message for you, would you just immediately be like, fuck you, this is terrible?
No, I'd want to hear what they think my mum would tell me. Because
what if they said something that was like almost accurate? I mean, it would be because they're just cold reading you, but...
Well, exactly. They would be like, oh, your mum just wants you to know like she's really proud of you. And be like, yeah, of course she is.
Yeah, that's not hard.
I'm really successful.
I'm great.
If they wanted it, I'd like it if they came up and just be like, she wants you to know that's not your real dad. Something juicy that then like...
Yeah, gossip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or... Yeah, I mean, I would believe it if they came up and was like, your mum just wants you to know that there's still time to change career, become a speech therapist. Because you were always very good at that, weren't you? You were always very good at talking about things. So just think about it.
Which qualifies to be a speech therapist.
Apparently. She was like, I think she was trying to think of a career I could do that was like, fulfills the entertainment part of me but actually makes money.
Yeah. But doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
You're talking about a dream job.
Dream job.
Doesn't exist.
No.
So you've not seen a ghost yet.
No,
but you would like to see one.
I had one weird experience in Boston. That's how
Boston.
Boston. That's how they say it. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
In the harbour.
3 W's in the
Boston.
Yeah.
Where me and my brother were sharing a hotel room and the lights went on and off a few times.
You've just reminded me, the ghost here at Monkey Barrel, me and Jay were sat in the green room and the lights kept turning on and off.
That's what happened the other night when Elle saw the ghost. The lights went off because they had to get an electrician in and Tam was very stressed.
And an exorcist, I hope.
But, it couldn't be that the wiring in these incredibly old buildings is not up to scratch.
Absolutely not.
No, sorry, I'm sorry.
What a completely stupid fucking thing to say. So, given that you so desperately want to see a ghost, have you ever descended into the world of ghost hunting?
In the sense of I've watched many a show.
Okay, but never participated.
No, my sister's best friend, Samantha, used to do work for City of the Dead, and they used to share a house, a flat near here.
What is City of the Dead?
Is one of the tour companies.
Oh, okay.
I think they do Greyfriars. But Samantha used to come home after these tours, and Samantha's like a big goth, so she's big into this stuff.
Big old goth.
And then she'd be convinced that something had fallen. She'd come home, she'd be like, some energies come with me, something's followed me. So they'd freak each other out, and then they have to pour salt all over the flat. It was very silly. But that's as close as I've gotten, is going to Katrina's house after...
Are ghosts often watching like their sodium intake? Is that what this whole thing is about?
I think it is, yeah. Well, a lot of people die of heart attacks and that's become ghosts, and then heart attack, it's bad for your heart, so...
Oh.
I don't know where that comes from.
Oh, the way you just explained it, I fully was just like, that makes perfect sense.
That is very funny that you believe that. I just seem legit, don't I?
You just seem like you know what you're talking about.
No, I don't know what. It's kind of like the iron. Fairies can't touch iron or cross running water. It's just one of those. It's one of those things everyone knows.
Rules.
You're from Cornwall. That's a spooky part of the world. You gotta say yes.
Yeah, it's scary because it made me, and I'm terrifying. It did seem like there was a period for a few years, maybe in the noughties, early 2010s, where ghost hunting shows were so
because
popular.
you're not averse to this. Have you watched these?
We used to watch a lot of Most Haunted.
I used to get so scared of it, and I've watched it recently. It's just a Blue Peter presenter standing in a room.
It really is.
It's incredible.
It really is. I think they did they not Derek Acorah, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
He's actually...
R.I.P. in peace.
Sorry, he's speaking to me now.
What's he saying?
He's saying nice tits to me.
Wow.
Thank you, Derek.
He always was a liar. No, sorry, R.I.P.
They took him to, I want to say somewhere where like in theory, Henry VIII once resided.
Yeah, that's believable. He went a lot of places.
But I think what Derek Acorah's thing was, they would take him to historical places. He would Google the history of that place, and then they put him in one of the rooms and be like, God, something's happening here. Like, it's this... I'm seeing a man who maybe had a wife, 2 wives, 3 wives, 4, 5, 6 wives. Wow, okay.
7... No, 6.
No, it's
six
stopping at 6.
6 wives.
And then I'm getting like a chopping...
A shopping motion.
Yeah.
Shopping motion. That's
Like
my Liverpudlian accent.
It would always be like, I feel like you might have just Googled this ahead of time.
Or even like, I don't even think you'd have to be a historian to guess that maybe Henry VIII visited this Tudor house, you know?
Yeah.
They did always, you know, the fun thing about ghost hunting shows is there was always an Edinburgh episode. So you'd always get to see Edinburgh.
Always get to see a bit of Edinburgh.
And my favourite one was Ghost Adventures, which was American. It was these 3 like hench bros.
Yeah.
But they were like goths. Mm-hmm. And they'd go to like Edinburgh. And they interviewed, well, what they called locals, I will call some local characters.
Okay.
About the ghosts. And they had to subtitle them. And I think that woman might have been on drugs. I don't think she was well. So it was very funny. It shouldn't have been, but I loved that show. That was great because it was just really fun to see that juxtaposition of aggressive male energy and ghosts.
Yes, and I think the thing I liked was sort of like the things that they'd look out for to show that there was a ghost in the room. So they'd always bring. Look for the orbs. Saw so many orbs.
Oh my God.
Is it a bit of dust on the camera lens? No, it's an orb.
Is it an insect? It's
an orb. It's an orb. And also they'd have like a little thermometer.
Yeah.
And
temperature's dropped.
Because someone would always go, oh my God, did anyone it just got so cold in there.
It got really cold.
It's just really
Does
cold.
I feel really cold.
Anyone feel really cold? Oh my God.
And then someone next to them is hanging like a bag of ice.
Yeah.
Temperature changes, orbs, random banging noises. Could be the pipes.
I mean, we have to talk about When Girls Aloud famously went ghost hunting.
Well, we've talked about this before, and it's so true because you said every celebrity has had a ghost hunting show, and you're right.
They have. I remember when they did it, I was kind of like, really? Girls Aloud did it? But then if you go back and watch them sort of around album number 2, they were on bloody anything. You could get them on
and I would have done
show.
It.
Well, wouldn't we all have?
Can I hear your impression of Cheryl on a ghost hunt?
You certainly can.
It's my favourite.
They're all like in a little thing. They think there's a spirit in the room.
It's just Nicola. She's so pale.
Hey.
She's my favourite one. I love her.
Hey, she's the reason why you can't go into sunbeds if you're under a certain age, I think.
She is my idol.
She won the Masked Singer.
She's so good.
Queen Bee.
She's so good. I could do a whole other podcast about Nicola. But sorry, your impression.
I've had a Prosecco. Let's talk about Nicola for Girls Aloud. The 4 of them were banded together because, of course, Nadine stayed at home.
Did she?
Yeah, she didn't want to do it. She was like, I'm so scared of anything to do with, like, spirits.
Because she's Catholic.
Or ghosts.
Or maybe she's not.
Yeah, she's really...
I need to check that.
She's summoned...
But Irish people are quite superstitious.
Yeah.
That's not unfair.
She's too busy in the kitchen cooking with flour. Yeah.
She might also just have not fancied it.
I think it was a little column.
This is silly. I'm not doing this. Don't be ridiculous.
Hey, I've got to get to work on our next album, so I have.
I gotta do all the work.
I've got to do all of the vocals. Sorry, no.
We've just lost all our Irish friends. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Anyway, so the 4 of them, they're there. I think it was with Yvette Fielding. They're in a dark room. We're watching them through night vision cameras. They think there's a spirit in the room. They're looking for like a sign from the spirit. And of course, Cheryl goes like, if you're here, just tap the fucking table. And then someone goes, and then everyone goes, ah! Yeah.
Oh my God, was that a real ghost?
Oh, that was a ghost. What was?
No. It's the sound of the underground.
It's the spirit of Gamble.
And then not...
I should have put her through to judges' houses.
And not to bring up, bits from your show, but you did go and see
222 A Ghost
A Ghost Story starring
the one and only Cheryl Cole, Fernandez Vicini Tweedy. And I stand by this. She was actually quite good in the play.
I believe you.
There was someone in the play who went to Hrada, which is where you go to do acting good.
Proper acting, yeah.
And I think he was very annoyed that someone of Cheryl's ilk got onto the West End stage. And I personally think that she showed him up.
Oh, there you go. I mean, the thing is, right, they've, not to get into the classism of acting, but, acting used to be a thing everyone could do, and now it's just for fancy people.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would like to see that because I'm a big fan of Danny Robbins, who wrote it, who does a podcast called Uncanny.
Which you recently went to see live,
with
I
Amy
remember.
Matthews, who also loves a ghost and has been on this show. Mm-hmm. She had a spooky time when she lived in Cornwall.
I bet she did. I bet she had many spooky times.
She's got a bit of a sort of a light goth vibe as well. So.
Light goth. Yeah, we had her in to talk about indie sleaze, which I think was a peak time for sort of like soft goth.
Absolutely.
Soft goth culture.
Oh, absolutely.
Were you a goth?
No. I would say sometimes I put on eyeliner and like I had a choker necklace, but that was as close as it got. I didn't want to be. I was already getting bullied too much, so I couldn't do anything that was too noticeably
you don't
any other thing.
You don't want to put an extra ball in the cannon before it's fired.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
I get it.
Also, I was, I don't know if you had any ginger goths at school. It's a difficult look to pull off.
I can't say that we did.
Well, you didn't go to school in Scotland because there's hundreds of them. And of course, many would dye their hair black to escape the look. But all that did was give you pale roots, which made you look weird. So I'm still scared of those girls. I don't know why I said that. Please don't hurt me.
It's interesting you bring up Amy and you going to the podcast.
Yes.
Because I understand that podcast has very devout following.
Yes.
So do you enjoy sort of like the community side of being into ghosts and like talking to other people about their ghostly experience? Because you are on stage, you ask people about their ghostly experiences. Do you like it as a means of connecting with people?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like as part of a community. I don't know if I could hang out with hardcore ghost people all the time.
It would be a bit too intense to like fully like join a fan club or something.
But I like when I'm talking to someone like yourself, or or someone I've just met, if I can ask them about that, because sometimes people just have fun, interesting stories, and also the best ones are always from the people who don't believe in ghosts. They say, I don't believe in ghosts, and then they tell you this weird thing that happened, which is always a good story. So I also it's quite universal. Every culture has a ghost sort of thing that it has, and
that's true. Yeah, it's an international thing, isn't it?
And then if people haven't seen a ghost, they'll have a family member who saw something, or a weird thing that happened.
That's sort of unexplained thus far.
So I mean, when my grandpa was a teenager in the 1920s, he ball lightning came down their chimney in Durham.
A ball of lightning?
Yeah, which is a thing that people aren't sure exists. It's a weird thing, but anyway, apparently ball lightning came down their chimney. This is a fun, weird thing that happened to him.
Wow.
Yeah, spooky. And I just like finding out those things. Have you got any spooky stories in your family that I'm sure I must have asked you about before?
Not that I'm aware of.
What are the Spanish like with all this ghost stuff? What are the Spanish like?
They love a ghost.
Muertos.
Los muertos.
Los muertos.
I see. I can't say in our family ghosts were a huge thing. But I think there's a lot of things that are a part of Spanish culture that are linked to sort of honouring the dead.
And you know what that's to do with? Catholicism.
Yes. But it like I think here in the the UK, that ghosts and ghost hunting and ghost culture can sort of be quite sort of like high camp.
Oh yeah.
Whereas I feel like in Spain, ghosts and the afterlife A bit, yeah. There's a bit more like, I guess, like honour involved.
A bit more respect.
A bit more respect.
I'm definitely not respectful. Like, I am silly and I have offended my mum talking about this shit. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we are a bit more like bloody ghosts. You know what I'd love to see? Have they ever done a drag ghost hunting show?
I don't know.
Stick 10 drag queens in Americans Close. I'd watch that.
I think they should do a reality show where they put 10 people in a house and then go, one of you is actually a ghost.
No, but imagine
if the ghost makes it to the end, they win all of the money.
And you all die, you become ghosts.
But the plot twist is they're actually all gay.
Whoa. Gay ghosts.
Yeah, gay ghosts. Yeah.
No such thing.
There's never been a gay ghost. Gay people famously live forever.
Don't be silly. But yeah, it is very... And I was saying about M.R. James, I think there was a queer thing. E.F. Benson was also another sort of similar era ghostwriter. There's a lot of sort of like queer people who wrote ghost stories around that kind of era, like late 19th century. And E.F. Benson, who wrote Map and Lucia and some other stuff, but he also wrote ghost stories, and he was his whole family were gay, basically. I don't know how they had children.
Runs in the family.
But they were all gay.
Yeah.
His mum, his dad, everyone.
Yeah.
And then his brothers were Catholic priests who were gay. And they all
very
just
progressive, actually.
Yeah. Well, I should say I am speculating on some of this, but yeah, there was because it's all about, you know, repressing things or hiding things or, you know, emotions that you're not allowed to. You know, there's all those connections there. So I think you're right. I think it is very campy. And then obviously you go through to horror. Like horror cinema, and that's incredibly campy.
Yeah, very campy, high camp. I think it has to be to sort of juxtapose the very graphic stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That they're talking about.
Yeah, you can't not be.
Are there, to sum up, are there any sort of like overriding emotions that come to mind when you're either thinking about ghosts or you're talking to friends about ghostly experiences?
Passion.
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 Es un passion.
Si. Yes. No, I just get very excited because it's a way for me to talk about loads of other stuff as well. You know, I can talk about history.
It's a gateway subject.
And again, as I said, most people will have something, or, you know, they'll indulge me.
Yeah.
They'll be like, this woman, okay, we'll let her have her thing.
It's a good icebreaker to like maybe walk into a party.
It's a great icebreaker.
Sit with a group of people you don't know and go like, so, have you ever spoken to any of your dead relatives?
You joke, but I've done that.
I know. It's how we met.
No, but it's what is it? One of my mum's friends once, when I was a child, I asked her if she'd seen a ghost. She was like, no, but I have a friend who can see ghosts. And it was just
who can see them.
And apparently this man, you know, whether or not it's real, sees ghosts constantly.
Huh.
Just like he'll go in a room and he'll be like, there's one there. It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
I don't know. Maybe for me, the mundanity of life is just spiced up a bit by there being something else.
Okay.
Or not even the mundanity, but like, Sam, this is going to surprise you, but because I'm a comedian, but I was actually bullied at school. I know, it's very surprising. But
no!
But when I was, a teenager, there was like a comfort in, I don't know, another world where other things were important that weren't being a 13-year-old girl.
I do, and yes, I do understand that because I was also bullied.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
So I had the same thing.
Believe.
I had the same thing. I looked to other things to like escape. Yeah, except instead of like ghosts.
Yeah, what was your thing?
Probably gay porn on the family computer. That's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very... I mean, I did like a ghost stuff on the family computer.
Yeah.
And then my dad would be like, who's been looking at ghost shit? on my science computer for science.
And then just like, oh, the browsing history just spookily disappeared.
Big spooky naturals. Sorry, it's horrible.
I love the word naturals.
Is it just me, or is that like a new thing?
It's becoming very popular.
Yeah.
I think Liam said it when he was in here. Hefty set of natties.
I like that though, because obviously the trend was, you know, for big fakes.
Big fakes.
And now we're
deep fakes.
Deep fake boobs. And now we're on big naturals, which is lovely because, you know, they do exist and they should be treasured.
And that's why. And that's how you feel about ghosts. Bigger tits, the better. Finally, we get to the core of the issue.
I feel like, we've run out of time for it, but there's a load of ghost sex shit.
Well, when I did the ghost bus tour in London.
Oh, did you do that?
Yeah, I did. It was like I went on a date with a guy.
Who was a ghost?
Who was a ghost.
A bus driving ghost.
It was a bus driving ghost. Who's driving the bus?
You're making out and you're like, hang on.
But it was super camp because, like,
of course,
there was only a few people on the bus, and there was one guy who sort of like, he was like the actor keeping everything going.
Yep.
The bus driver is obviously a qualified bus driver who's not.
That's good to know.
Who's not participating in
really
any of
good.
this. But
he's been made to wear the hat and he's furious.
Yeah, really upset.
Yeah.
But the conductor's like giving it the whole hog.
Oh, yeah.
And as you go around London, you get told like different facts. And you get told stuff like, if you go around this particular part of, I think, the Piccadilly line, somewhere around...
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
A huge plague pit of dead prostitutes. Yeah, a lot of sex work.
Yeah.
When it comes to those tours.
Yeah.
It's never... She was a molecular biologist. I guess because they didn't have
them, but
those.
no, there's no mass grave of molecular biologists.
There is
in London that I'm aware of.
No, but
yeah,
there
was
if one of sex workers.
Absolutely, yeah. And a lot of the less dead, which is the phrase for people who don't get on the news when they get murdered.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's very sad. It's very sad.
The less dead.
The less. That's what they're called. So anyone who isn't white or rich or attractive, basically.
Right. Well, thank God that's not us.
I know. If I get murdered, everyone's going to know about it. But
sorry, you're so ugly, Dedo.
Oh, you're dead. No. But I was going to say as well, on a more fun note, there are also people who claim that they have had sex with ghosts.
I have heard about this,
and they go on this morning with alarming frequency. Every other week, it's a woman who's had sex with a ghost.
You can't. This morning isn't going to have like a Schofield level scandal like every week.
No, it's true.
So every now and again, you have to get in the woman with 2 vaginas, the person who's had sex with a ghost, or I married Thomas the Tank Engine.
We've all done it.
We've all done it. Lovely. Before I let you go off onto your ghost hunting journey, it's time for the last bit of the show.
Okay.
It's called Quickfire Feelings. I'm going to just give you some random subjects.
Okay.
You tell me how they make you feel.
God, okay.
It's easy, don't worry. Would you like to contact the spirit world for any advice?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to ask Cheryl Cole what she thinks, actually.
Oh, just go for it, bet.
Okay.
Yeah. Believe in yourself.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Your vocals are amazing.
Oh.
Will I Am would love you. First one, every guest gets asked this. How do you feel about dark chocolate?
Ambivalent.
No feelings one way or the other.
No.
No? That's quite healthy.
Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes I'm not into it.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. And then whatever the rest of that saying is, I've forgotten it. How do you feel about Huel?
No, bad.
Bad, really bad.
Bad feelings.
You don't want to be able to drink an entire meal?
I've always wanted a meal that doesn't taste of anything or bring me any joy or make me feel fulfilled.
Well, now they do the fun thing where instead of drinking the meal, you can eat the meal.
Yeah.
So they've remade food.
What, Huel's done that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Okay, very on topic. How do you feel about Girls Aloud?
It's a yes from me.
It's a yes from you.
I'm a big positive on Girls Aloud.
Nicola's at the top?
Yes.
And then...
maybe Nicola. Oh, clearly I love...
Well, she can't be first and second.
No, who do I mean?
Kimberly?
Nadine. Oh my God.
Nicola, Nadine.
I told you I'm a lightweight.
Pissed as arseholes already.
Yeah. Nicola, Nadine, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Oh. Cheryl's at the bottom.
I just think the one with the racism issue has to go at the bottom. That's not unfair, is it?
I will say you should definitely watch the Girls Aloud Off the Record documentary where she bears her soul about that situation.
Does she say sorry?
No, of course not.
Okay, right.
In fact, she says something like, the press really got on us about that when it's something that could happen to any young girl. And I was like, I don't think it does happen to every young girl.
No, I certainly didn't do it.
And then she spent £200 in Holland and Barrett with her mum.
Whoa!
I know,
You know
that's
what?
a
It's
lot.
expensive in there.
It is.
Having said that, I feel bad because I do have Geordie roots, so betraying the tune.
Well, you're just from everywhere, aren't you?
I really am. Well, every white
Newcastle.
place in Britain.
Yeah.
So yeah, not Wales. Never Wales.
Wow, quick to make that clear, weren't you? How do you feel about laminators?
Good. I
Yeah.
like laminating stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's bad for the environment.
It is, but there is a sort of
But
like
it's very
luxury
to
it.
In primary school, if anything got laminated, you'd be like, "Oh, did we become millionaires?"
Yeah. Yeah, it makes me feel rich.
I do,
Laminating
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I fully agree. Lastly, how do you feel about when maybe a newer comedian goes on stage and they start their set like this? Now, I know what you're all thinking.
I want to kill them.
Great. Agreed. Death. Death to all.
No, I feel bad. It's hard starting comedy.
It is hard.
Although I also find that annoying. But
I think just because we've been at the game for so long.
it depends how old they are as well.
We've been doing this for what, 46 years? And
I've been doing it for 14 years.
that's actually not an insignificant amount of
It's
time.
a long time.
I think I'm on year 8, 9.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You're very old.
We're weathered.
We're weathered. I don't hate it as much as some of the other things open spot comedians do, but
Yeah, but I feel like it's a given if I said, how do you feel about when
Yeah,
when they
it's so
do
true, yes.
sexist and transphobic material?
yes. Oh no, I like that stuff.
Well, of course, yeah. Okay, no,
You know,
sorry.
I'm an edgy comedian.
You're very
That's
edgy.
what I like.
She's edgy.
No, I do find it. Did you ever do that as an open spot? Did you ever say, I know what you're thinking?
I don't know. I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
I don't think I did.
I don't think I spoke.
It was all
I think I just pointed to my
mine.
willy and giggled.
yeah, gay comedian stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
wow.
Just remembered your photo.
We don't have to talk about that.
I mean, I'm sure we don't have time.
There's so many horrifying photos of me in the before times.
I'm going to show you and though for definite. I can't believe you sent it to me. What have
Twice.
you done?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've unleashed.
Because you were with people who hadn't seen it.
So good. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's quite upsetting to end on, but it's fine. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here
you.
and talking to me about your feelings, about ghosts.
Thank you for
Very
having me.
interesting stuff. Before we go, would you like to plug anything? Where can people find you online?
I'd like to plug I am in Belfast with Michael Fry and Sean Burke on the 4th of March doing a sketch show at the Black Box.
Lovely.
And I am in Glasgow at the Eleanor Morton on 26th of March doing this show about ghosts.
Oh, fun! Yeah. For the Glasgow Comedy
For the
Festival.
Glasgow Comedy Festival, yes.
Delightful.
And I'll probably do some other gigs between then and now.
It's nice to keep busy, isn't
It's
it?
nice to keep out
It's
the
nice
house.
to keep busy,
It's nice to
yeah.
get out the house.
And what are you on social media? Eleanor Morton?
Eleanor Morton, sometimes comedy, sometimes not. You Google it, I'll turn up.
As in the name, not on stage. Sometimes there's comedy.
Well, I don't know. Don't ask Ewan. Yeah, you'll find it.
You'll find it.
You should. If you care, you'll find it.
If you want her bad enough,
Yeah, exactly.
you'll find her. Lovely. Definitely go check out those shows. Follow her online only. Don't follow
Yeah,
her
I'd appreciate that.
home. She's going
Unless
through
you're a
some
ghost.
stuff. Unless you're a ghost.
And then I want
in
to
which
see
case,
you.
that's fine.
Yeah.
In which case, that's fine. She wants to get on this morning by having sex with you. Please follow, if you enjoyed the show, please follow the show at I've Had a Rosé on all platforms. Leave us a nice review. I've heard is a nice thing to do for podcasts. You
Yeah.
leave a nice review, you give it 5 stars, and you leave a review where you say something that's longer than 5 words. So you could say, oh, when I listened to this podcast, I jizzed everywhere.
10 words,
10 words.
something like that.
Yeah, so do that. And you can follow me at Mrs. Sam Lake. I'm doing stuff. I've got shows in places. You can go to them. I don't mind. You might be busy. That's fine. And we'll join you again for another episode soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.